podcast series. I'm USAID Acting Desk Officer for Indonesia, Amanda CONKLIN, and I'm here today in Bojonegoro, Indonesia, along with Mr. SUYOTO, better known as Kang Yoto, who is the BUPATI, our regent, mayor of Bojonegoro, and Bojonegoro is located in East Java. Also joining us is USAID's Indonesia Senior Governance Advisor, Lutfi Ashari. Today Bojonegoro is having a human rights festival that's bringing together local and national government officials along with human rights activists, academics, NGOs, and others who are concerned about promoting human rights within Indonesia, both at the national and the subnational level. So, Pak SUYOTO, can you start by telling me a little bit about your background and your path to becoming Bupati of Bojonegoro?
Before I become a Bupati, I'm a lecturer at the university. I'm very young at the times. My educational background, my undergraduate is Arabic teaching, and my postgraduate is for sociology, especially in village sociology. And after I become a lecturer and then moved to be a rector at the university, the Muhammadiyah University. I was born here. My elementary school in my village, not too far from here, and then I continue to study at the madrasah of senior and junior high school, but it is a religious school. Actually, I involved in politics after I become a rector. When I become a rector, at the time Indonesia in transformation from the Suharto era, new era, that known by the what you call is a very non-democratic, authoritarian, and then transform to democratization. And at the times that so many people entering to the political activism, like me, you know that I involved because some my colleagues put my name on the political party activists, and then I can resign at the times. So I have a choices. I will be spectator, commentator, expertise, or I am a player. So my intention, my calling is, my passion is become a player than spectator. So why? When I elected to be member of legislative in East Java province for the second years, I feel sad at the time because I can hate others, I can criticize others, just criticize. Just a spectator can say bad or good, or right or wrong, and then so when I got a chance to run candidation in this regency to be head of regency, so I try to campaign here, but I know at the time it's very difficult to convince the people because I come from the minority, I come from the modern Muslim, and most of people here is from the traditional Muslim. 78% that Bojonegoro people are traditional Muslim. So why it's very difficult actually to convince them and then support me, accept me. But unfortunately, I got some people that are unsatisfied with the public service at the time from the government, and then I see it is my chance. So I go around the village. You know that it's quite big. It's not only quarter of Jakarta, well, 4 times of Jakarta. This is city. So I go around the city and then I meet the people and I listen well what they complain about and then what they hope, and then I try to formulate the policy, public policy, and I offer to them, and that most of people at the time say that's a good idea, and then he asked me to run and support me voluntarily. So I'm elected at that after that. So then I become head of Regency here from 2008 till now. At the time that the people, most of Bojonegoro people, they unsatisfied about the public service, especially in road damage, agricultural infrastructure, and also the healthy and educational service, and also that they distrust about the government. Most of people think that the government staff corrupt. So that's my challenge. When I sit in my office, I see that new challenge because that was a very limited budget with the big debts of Bojonegoro. So more or less is 30% of budget that is going to just to pay the debt actually. So that is my educational background. So I learned a public policy by doing actually. Yeah.
There are people sometimes. Can you take us through a typical day in your life as regent and walk us through what are some common issues you deal with every day?
You know that as usually I came to, you know that actually I have so many office because I can go anywhere, any place, and then I try to discuss with people and then my staff. It's not only in office, so people possible to see me anywhere and any place, sometimes from the morning to the night. And you know that my daily life from morning, sometimes I go to my table and then I take some letter that need me to make a decision, and then I go, you know that, and also I give my cellular phone number to all the people that people possible to complain, to send aspiration to me. After that, sometimes I invite some staff to discuss how to deliver, how to handle the public complaint, and how to deliver best policy and best program to make them to creating they satisfied, and also we really invite them to involve in our public policy. It is what you need.
Yeah, can you tell me about the Friday forums you host?
Yeah. You know that the Friday forum we call is public dialogue in town hall. You see my town hall. That in Friday forum, all the people able to come. That's forum, and then me and my vice, I and my vice and all my staff, the senior high staff, sitting in front of them, or sometimes beside them, and then we give them times to speak. Maybe sometimes just to complain, sometimes just to report, sometimes just to aspirate something that they will propose his opinion, and then we are ready to listen well. We open our heart, open our mind. In the beginning, we prefer to debate, and then we prefer to defend at the time. Then open our heart, open our mind to accept, to be more accepting what the people complain us. So, but month by month, day after day, now we co-create, we learn from the others, and then we got source of energy, source of innovation, how to increase to develop our public policy. And you know that now I got another power because people watching me, watching what I'm doing here. So you know that official staff, maybe they make mistake in out of my control, but people will report me. So I got plenty resources to evaluate it and to watch what we have been doing here. And public dialogue actually is a mechanism of how public can asking what my promising to them, and then they asking directly to me, and that forced me to bring government more focus on their problem. And also it is a kind of democratic insurance that you know that because it is broadcasting by two radio. Sometimes people is they reluctant to come here, but they listen in radio. Maybe they doesn't listen radio, but if we sometimes for instance that because it's the big holiday of that holiday, some people SMS text me, why holiday? Why holiday? Why holiday? Even they didn't come here. So I know that it is like a democratic insurance. Then they feel secure that some people allowed to come here. Yeah.
What keeps you motivated in your job? What's been some of the most rewarding experiences you've had as Regent of Bojonegoro?
Motivation. You know that this is my passion, helping others, and then also my passion is getting new way, getting new plans, how to develop creating well-being for all. And you know that this my sincerely come from my heart that I love more my people than my family, than myself, than my party. And I got some experience that when we love the people, it means that we are ready to serve them, we ready to give them a better, and then we ready to listen well what they want, and they complain us and their aspiration. That love open our heart, love open our mind, and also that love is open our will. That is, and then we got some innovation from them, some innovation from NGO and also from the businessmen, how we try to overcome our limitation, and then we got new strength, new opportunity is come from the partnership. So why open government partnership is a very in line with our what we have been doing in
Can you tell me a little bit about the Human Rights Festival? What do you hope to accomplish with the Human Rights Festival?
You know that development mission is to fulfill human rights. That is the mission. So we see that it is our obligation, that the government obligation is to fulfill the human right, because this is our obligation to protect the people, respect the people, and then creating respect each other surround the people. That is our obligation. So, and we see that human right in another word actually is sustainable development goal. We need human right as our guidance, how to create well-being for all. And then we see also the Pancasila, that the principle, belief principle of Indonesia. I call it is like a belief system of our nation. That is actually that the principle is very powerful to guide us to fulfill the human right. And we see that open government partnership principle is the path. How to implement a Pancasila principle to fulfill human right. And you know, it is our Indonesian development, political Indonesian development, that we are now in adolescence rather than nurture democracy, and then people prefer to appreciate than to condemn. But condemn sometimes is make them weakness, but appreciation approach is strengthen. So why we use a festival of human rights? Is kind of we turn on the candle, yeah. We got a light candle, then the condemn the darkness. So we prefer to see a candle than the darkness. So it's kind of how we creating appreciation to each others and sharing together, learning together, and then we creating new spirit to fulfill human rights, to develop our journey, how we try to bridging new bridge to emerging best future for togetherness.
And how has addressing human rights here at the subnational level in Bojonegoro and addressing everything from anti-corruption or open governance, how has this benefited your constituents?
You know that if we say that our goal is creating well-being for all, it means that that is actually is human right itself. So if we say that human right approach, that is our obligation. So we see that open access is also the public right to control the government, and then so why we prefer to, so why we take open government principle like accountability, transparency, partnership. Partnership is one of Pancasila principle. Four principle in Pancasila. That is a partnership itself, and then social economic justice. That is also lead us to be more to engage the others. So you know that if you are really open, it means that you are really transparency, and then you see, and then you put the people as development as your goal, and then every time, every day, you will consider about accountability, and then we really open to engage the others. So this is really partnership, and then you know that by open data contract, because it is a kind of transparency, we now is open a competition, good competition for the public sector, and we try to handle, we try to tackle the corruption, and the secondly, we would like to improve our quality of public service because of transparency, and that spirit come from Pancasila, come from the human right.
And you're going to head off to the Open Government Summit in Paris next week. Are you going to share some lessons you learned from the subnational Open Government conference you had here last month?
Sure. We got some lesson from here, because our next Open Government Partnership Action Plan is engage the villages. So we got many experience by engaging the local from the villages government, and then we got some ideas during the festival here, and then now we revise, we try to develop our action plan. You know that after I came to the Washington for the meeting at Washington at the time, I got new idea for next step government that is actually is more powerful for me, and that so why we take open data contract to for our next step open government partnership action plan, and we would like to bring to Paris that experience, and then we would like to share, we would like to learn from others too.
That's great. Do you have any more conferences coming up or festivals coming up to talk about open government or human rights? Or?
You know that after Human Rights Festival and the next years, we would like to open what we call is Kang Yoto Leadership Challenge for the young people. That is the way, this is our way how to engage young people, to involve in public policy, and that actually the spirit of open government partnership. Kang Yoto Leadership Challenge, and next years we eager to open government partnership festival in the local village, and in village and also in local government better than before, because we would like to invite others, our colleagues, to criticize what we have been doing here, because next year is a critical time for us, because that time is our very critical, because at that time is we will success or we will fail, because open data contract, you know, that need more commitment from the politician, from the businessman, from the NGO, and from many sides. So this is our critical time. We will sustain OGP or we will step down. So why we would like for more open government. And next month after Paris, actually, we invite in the presidential office to show what we have been doing here, because the central government invite us. They would like to host the showcase, and Bojonegoro invite. So we want example for showcase.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I know a lot of governments, local governments in Indonesia right now are grappling with decentralization and how to work with villages. And earlier on you said one of your concerns when you first came to the office was corruption.
Yeah.
Have you been able to tackle that successfully at the village level? What kind of things are you doing?
Yeah, we have been doing here. So many people in Jakarta, in another place, they assume that local leader in the villages, they tend to corrupt. That's absolutely wrong in my opinion. Because in my experience, they actually is very good, very enthusiastic, very open, very, you know, that they runs a local village by heart, and also they prefer to give what they have, they take from the local village budget. What they need actually is guidance how to be more effective. So why here, in our experience, by co-creation with the local village, we invite them, and then we release 4 degrees in Bojonegoro. One is a degree of what we call is healthy and smart movement. That actually is kind of SDGs in village level, at the village level. So, you know, SDGs, that is international. Maybe Indonesia is comply that, and also Bojonegoro comply. But in the village, they only they only aware about SDGs. But the spirit and the target in some actually is not too far. The secondly is we release the BUPATI degree. They report, they perform, yeah, they perform. And 4 is how to creating, to push them to be more open, to be more transparent by establish new institution in the village. What we call is village trust, board of trust. Jadi village board of trust, instead of election, now divide, so appointed. So head of village elected by the people, but the board of trust village appointed, because it's you know, we would instead of allow to engage the weakness, to engage the minority. So in my experience now, I'm very optimistic that we possible to tackle corruption, yeah, using the mechanism of transparency and partnership.
So one of my last questions for you is, the U.S. just had their elections at the presidential, the national, and the local level. What message would you give to new U.S. officials about the importance of being engaged in Indonesia and with OGP?
Wow.
And making and supporting OGP principles abroad.
You know that I follow you election, and I very, very appreciate that even some of you unsatisfied, yeah? But you are very mature. And then how you accept some, and then how you acknowledge the winner. That is very beautiful for me. And I believe that democracy, transparency, accountability is a universal principle. Human rights is universal principle, and I believe that you will continue what you have been doing in collaboration with the global movement, and in particular with Indonesia, because it's not about a charity, but it's not a business to business also actually, because when the Indonesian government govern well, more transparent, no corruption, so it means that they are welcoming for good business here. Like ExxonMobil here, why? You can ask the ExxonMobil here, why they feel happy here, because we are very open, very proactive. We see the similar value from you and from me and from us. So I believe that we will continue our cooperation to elevate our knowledge, to fulfill human rights, and to develop our capacity to govern and to creating well-being for all. Because the ultimate goal for me and for you is how creating universe better than before.
I think that's a very admirable goal for the U.S.-Indonesia partnership.
Yeah, so I'm very happy. You are coming here, I see you. After I show you at Washington and you at your office, and now you see me.
Yes,
Yeah.
returning the visit.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk with me. And it's been a pleasure hearing about your work and your motivation and your commitment to the people of Bojonegoro and the people of Indonesia. And hopefully you'll be able to
And also,
go to
I'm
Paris
very well,
inspire
and also
others.
I'm also that you are welcoming, very welcoming to do together, to co-create with us. Yeah.
Yes, well, hopefully we can play a role in.
Because I see that actually it is a common, it is a global problem. So why we call is Bojonegoro is global concern by local prototype, because democracy, transparency, energy crisis, food crisis, and also to develop the human life quality. That is actually is a universal problem. So why I believe that my duty is creating a small prototype in Bojonegoro.
Yes, start small and then make impact.
Yeah, I got that.
Luffy, did you have any questions?
No, very fascinating.
Well, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
And enjoy Bojonegoro.
Thank you.
Actually, I would like to bring you go around the villages. You know, it is a rainy season and the flooding season, but we are very happy because now we're changing from the sadness to be more optimist. We celebrate also, but we creating a new program with what we call is flooding tourism.
So rain's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Rapid assessment for action plan. Rapid assessment and action plan. We got assistance from the World Bank. And then we got assistance also for the economic strategy, Bojonegoro economic strategy for sustainable development. And World Bank now come here to accompany us to develop our staff capacity to create a public service effectively, but based on participation. So it is transforming from the delivery service and then to the demand service. But now it's come to both delivery supply side and also the demand side. And World Bank would like to assist us to develop our staff capacity. So they will come here to figure out, to survey, to exercise what we have been doing here, and then they would like to host a seminar or discussion to figure out our position and what capacity that we need to develop our capacity.
Like to develop capacity to disarm
Yeah.
public service
Yeah.
providers.
And I told them that it's in line with our next step, OGP, our action plan, because in our next step we need, it is our policy, it is our next step, but we need to develop our staff capacity, to evaluate it, to develop, to learn, to be more open, and then to engage people and how partnership, creating effective partnership to develop the best policy for us. It's not from our side, but both sides, people, business, and also academia. As you know that why we try to set up our office to be more open from the north side, but from the south side. And that is the focus on the public service. So if you come to the one level, north-south side, that is people come just to get the public service center. That is a service center. But for NGO, businessmen, politician, academician, they will come here just to discuss and so by the second floor, that is actually what we call this co-creation room. That is every people are possible to discuss with us, and they have access to go my office and